Hello, my friends. Take a moment. Look around you. Now, look within. Do you know who you are? It's a simple question, isn't it? But the answer can be life-changing. I want you to imagine something with me. Picture yourself standing at the edge of a vast, unexplored wilderness. The trees stretch as far as the eye can see, their leaves rustling in a gentle breeze. The ground beneath your feet is soft, yet firm. You can smell the earthy scent of nature, hear the chirping of birds in the distance. This wilderness, my friends, is your life. And you are the explorer. But here's the catch. You've been standing at this edge for far too long. You've been told it's dangerous out there. You've been warned about the risks, the potential for failure, the chance of getting lost. And so, you've stayed put, safe, comfortable. But are you truly living? Today, I'm here to tell you that it's time to take that first step. It's time to venture into the unknown, to discover who you truly are and what you're capable of. Because let me tell you something, the greatest tragedy in life isn't failure. It's never trying at all. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but I don't know where to start. I don't know what direction to take. And that's okay. That's more than okay. Because the journey of self-discovery doesn't come with a map. It comes with something far more powerful. Your intuition, your passion, your dreams. Think back to when you were a child. Remember those big, audacious dreams you had? Maybe you wanted to be an astronaut, soaring through the stars, or a world-renowned chef, creating culinary masterpieces. Perhaps you dreamed of writing a novel that would touch millions of hearts. What happened to those dreams? Society has a way of grinding us down, doesn't it? We're told to be practical, to play it safe, to settle for less. But I'm here to tell you that those dreams, they're still there. They're still a part of you. And they're waiting for you to breathe life into them once again. You see, knowing who you are isn't about fitting into a mold that society has created for you. It's not about meeting someone else's expectations or living up to arbitrary standards. Knowing who you are is about peeling back the layers of conditioning, of fear, of self-doubt, and rediscovering that raw, authentic core of your being. It's about asking yourself the hard questions. What truly matters to me? What makes my heart sing? What would I do if I knew I couldn't fail? These aren't easy questions to answer. They require deep reflection, honesty, and sometimes they can be downright uncomfortable. But my friends, it's in this discomfort that growth happens. I remember a time in my life when I felt lost, adrift in a sea of expectations and obligations. I was living a life that looked good on paper, but it felt hollow, empty. I had a successful career, a nice home, all the trappings of what society told me was success. But when I looked in the mirror, I didn't recognize the person staring back at me. It was then that I realized I had been living someone else's life. I had been chasing someone else's definition of success. And in doing so, I had lost touch with who I truly was. That realization was both terrifying and liberating. Terrifying because it meant acknowledging that I had wasted years of my life. Liberating because it meant I could finally start living authentically. And so I embarked on a journey of self-discovery. I stripped away the layers of expectations, of should-haves and must-dos. I started asking myself those hard questions. What did I truly want? What made me come alive? It wasn't an easy journey. There were days when I felt more lost than ever. Days when I questioned everything. But slowly, surely, I began to rediscover myself. And let me tell you, there's no feeling quite like it. Now, I'm not saying you need to upend your entire life. Self-discovery isn't about dramatic gestures or radical changes. It's about small, consistent steps towards authenticity. It's about making choices that align with your true self, even when those choices are difficult. Think about it this way. Every day you make hundreds of decisions. What to wear, what to eat, how to spend your time. Each of these decisions is an opportunity to express your true self, to align your actions with your values and passions. But here's the thing, most of us make these decisions on autopilot. We do what we've always done, what's expected of us, what's easiest. And in doing so, we slowly lose touch with who we truly are. So I challenge you to start making conscious choices. The next time you're faced with a decision, pause, take a breath, ask yourself, is this truly what I want? Does this align with who I am and who I want to be? It might feel uncomfortable at first. You might find yourself making choices that surprise you, that go against the grain. But trust me, this discomfort is a sign of growth. It's a sign that you're breaking free from the mold that's been constraining you. Now, let's talk about fear. Because when it comes to self-discovery, fear is often our biggest obstacle. Fear of the unknown, fear of failure, fear of what others might think. These fears can paralyze us, keeping us stuck in place, preventing us from exploring who we truly are. But here's a secret about fear. It's often a compass pointing towards what we most need to do. The things that scare us the most are often the things that will help us grow the most. Think about it. What scares you right now? Is it pursuing a passion you've always kept hidden? Is it ending a relationship that no longer serves you? Is it speaking your truth, even when it might be unpopular? Whatever it is, I want you to consider that this fear might be showing you exactly what you need to do to discover your true self. Now, I'm not saying you should be reckless. I'm not advocating for impulsive decisions or unnecessary risks. What I am saying is that growth and self-discovery require us to step out of our comfort zones. They require us to face our fears head on. Remember that wilderness I asked you to imagine earlier? Well, venturing into it is scary. There might be obstacles, unexpected challenges, moments of doubt. But there's also beauty, adventure, and the thrill of discovery. Every step you take into that wilderness is a step towards knowing yourself better. It's a step towards living a life that's truly yours, not one dictated by others' expectations or societal norms. So how do we start this journey of self-discovery? How do we begin to answer that crucial question, who am I? It starts with self-reflection. Take some time each day to sit quietly with yourself. It could be through meditation, journaling, or simply taking a walk in nature. The method doesn't matter as much as the intention. Use this time to check in with yourself. How are you feeling? What thoughts keep recurring? What dreams and desires bubble up when you allow your mind to wander? Next, start paying attention to what truly lights you up. What activities make you lose track of time? What topics can you talk about for hours without getting bored? These are clues to your passions, to the authentic you that's waiting to be fully expressed. Another powerful tool for self-discovery is trying new things. When we step out of our routines and comfort zones, we often discover aspects of ourselves we never knew existed. Maybe you'll find that you have a talent for painting, or that you love the thrill of public speaking, or that volunteering at an animal shelter fills you with a sense of purpose you've never experienced before. The key is to approach these new experiences with an open mind and a spirit of curiosity. Don't worry about being good at something right away. The goal isn't perfection, it's discovery. Now, as you embark on this journey of self-discovery, you might encounter resistance, not just from within yourself, but from others around you. People in your life might be uncomfortable with the changes they see in you. They might try to pull you back into old patterns and behaviors. This is normal. Change can be threatening to those around us, especially if they're not on their own journey of growth. But remember this, you're not responsible for other people's comfort. You're responsible for your own growth and authenticity. That doesn't mean you should disregard the feelings of those you care about, but it does mean that you need to stay true to yourself, even when it's difficult. Because at the end of the day, you're the one who has to live with the consequences of your choices. You're the one who has to look in the mirror and face yourself. Speaking of facing yourself, let's talk about self-honesty. This is perhaps the most crucial aspect of knowing who you are. It's easy to lie to others, but it's even easier to lie to ourselves. We tell ourselves stories about who we are, what we're capable of, what we deserve, and often these stories hold us back. Maybe you tell yourself you're not creative, or that you're bad with money, or that you're not leadership material. But are these really truths, or are they just stories you've accepted without question? I challenge you to examine these stories. Where did they come from? Are they based on facts or on fear and self-doubt? And most importantly, are they serving you? If you find that these stories are holding you back, it's time to rewrite them. This isn't about positive thinking or empty affirmations. It's about looking at yourself and your life with clear, honest eyes and choosing to believe in your potential. Remember, you are not fixed. You are not a finished product. You are a work in progress, constantly evolving, constantly growing, and you have the power to shape that growth, to direct it towards becoming the fullest, most authentic version of yourself. Now, let's talk about values. Your values are at the core of who you are. They're the principles that guide your decisions, that shape your character. But how many of us have actually taken the time to identify and articulate our values? I want you to take a moment right now. If someone asked you what your top 5 values are, could you answer without hesitation? If not, that's okay. Many of us haven't given it much thought. But identifying your values is a crucial step in knowing who you are. Think about the times in your life when you felt most fulfilled, most alive. What values were you honoring in those moments? Was it creativity, honesty, courage, adventure, compassion? Your values are your internal compass. When you're living in alignment with your values, you feel a sense of peace and purpose. When you're out of alignment, you feel uncomfortable, stressed, maybe even depressed. So take some time to identify your core values, write them down, reflect on them, and then start making decisions based on these values. You'll be amazed at how much clearer and more fulfilling your life becomes when you're living in alignment with your true self. Now, I want to address something that often comes up when we talk about self-discovery and living authentically. Many people worry that focusing on themselves in this way is selfish. They've been taught that putting themselves first is wrong, that they should always prioritize others' needs over their own. But here's the truth. Taking care of yourself, knowing yourself, and living authentically isn't selfish. In fact, it's one of the most generous things you can do for the world. Think about it. When you're living a life that's true to who you are, when you're fulfilling your potential and pursuing your passions, you become the best version of yourself. And the best version of you has so much more to offer the world than a version that's stressed, unfulfilled, and living inauthentically. When you're aligned with your true self, you have more energy, more creativity, more love to give. You're better able to support others, to contribute to your community, to make a positive impact on the world. It's like what they say on airplanes. You need to put on your own oxygen mask before you can help others. Knowing yourself and taking care of yourself isn't selfish, it's necessary. It's the foundation that allows you to show up fully in all areas of your life.